Yo, what's going on, guys? It is time for another reaction video, and this one is called "What is the difference between the UK, Britain, and England?" And I will say I've never traveled abroad, and this is one that I feel like I probably have mixed up in the past and don't get correct, and don't really know properly what each one is. So I'm hoping to learn that in this video. Let's see.
Welcome to Eat, Sleep, Dream English. My name is Tom, and today I'm going to show you the difference between England, Britain, and the United Kingdom, because this can be super confusing. I can't wait to get going, guys. Let's do this. Okay, let's start really small. We're going to start with London. London is the capital city of England. It's also the capital city of the United Kingdom. Don't get it confused with England, with Britain, with the United Kingdom. It's just a city. 7 million people, that's all it is. Okay, now we know what London is. Let's look at England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Let's start with the four main countries. We have England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Now, they all have their own separate parliaments, their own separate cultures and identity, accents, and their own capitals. So London is the capital of England, Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland, Cardiff is the capital of Wales, and Belfast is the capital of Northern Ireland. Each country has its own flag, it has its own national anthem. And it has its own patron saint.
I only recognize the last one out of those three different national anthems there.
And we have a special day each year to celebrate that patron saint. So in England, the 23rd of April is St. George's Day. Wales has St. David's Day, which is on the 1st of March. Northern Ireland has St. Patrick's Day, which is the 17th of March. And Scotland has St. Andrew, which is the 30th of November. So those are the...
And for whatever reason, we celebrate St. Patrick's Day here in the US also on March 17th.
Four main countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So let's move on to Great Britain. Great Britain is not a political institution, it's actually a geographical term, and it includes the three main countries on the main island. We've got England, Scotland, and Wales, and together they make Great Britain, or Britain if you prefer. Now, you may have noticed that in the Olympics we had Team GB, that was Team Great Britain. The full term, though, would be Great Britain and Northern Ireland, to include Northern Ireland within that group. But, as I say, it's not a sovereign state as such, it's a geographical term that we use. Now, it can be quite confusing because some people use Britain when they actually mean the UK, and we're going to get onto the UK in a moment. For example, we have Brexit, Britain exit. Well, it's not just Britain that's trying to exit the EU, it's actually the United Kingdom. So let's move on to what the United Kingdom is. Because the United Kingdom is England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, and this is the political...
My apologies, I'm getting a call. Sorry about that, guys. It was a call from Los Angeles, and I don't typically get calls from Los Angeles, so I didn't know if it was something important, so I tried to answer it, but it didn't pick up. So let's get back to this. My apologies for the pause there.
Entity. This is a sovereign state. Just in the same way that the USA is a sovereign state, or China, or France, or Australia, so the UK is as well. Now, the full term for the United Kingdom is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and it's been like this, in this form, since 1922. Now, whenever I have to fill out a form, they'll often ask me what country am I from. The option will be the United Kingdom. It won't be Great Britain. Equally, when I lived abroad and I was sending post back home, I would put the name, the address, England, and then at the end I would put the United Kingdom, because ultimately that is the sovereign state. So let's quickly review. We had four countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The geographical term for England, Scotland, and Wales is Great Britain, and then the political term for all four countries is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, shortened down to the UK. But hold on, that's not it. We've got more. So we also have another term, the British Isles. The British Isles. Now this again is a geographical term. And this describes these islands in the west of Europe. So we include the United Kingdom, the Republic of Ireland, which is a separate sovereign state, and also Guernsey, Jersey. I think there are about 6,000 islands in and around the UK and the Republic of Ireland. And these are the British Isles. Now it's important to stress here that the Republic of Ireland is a separate sovereign state. Just like France is a separate sovereign state, or the United States is a separate state, the Republic of Ireland is also completely separate from the United Kingdom. All right, let's move on to the Commonwealth of Nations.
I think I'm following all this so far. I mean, he did say it was confusing, and it's only a tad bit confusing, but I think I have a better understanding of it than I did previously.
Now this is a political association of 53 countries, most of which were part of the British Empire. So you have countries like India, Pakistan, Australia, New Zealand are all part of the Commonwealth of Nations. Now within the Commonwealth of Nations you have Commonwealth realms. Now these are 16 sovereign states that have the Queen as the head of state. So again, you have countries like Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Jamaica, Barbados, the Bahamas, etc. Now all these countries are completely autonomous. They have independence, they have their own parliamentary systems, but as I say, they share the head of state, which is the Queen. Then we also have British overseas territories. Now,
real quickly, this flag, and it has all these little lines around it. I'm not going to sit here and count all of those right now, but if you could tell me how many of those there are and if they mean anything, or are they simply a decor, or do they each stand for a different state or country or something like that?
They share the head of state, which is the Queen. Then we also have British overseas territories. Now these are 14 non-independent states that have the Queen as the head of state, and they also have a British military presence. Countries include Bermuda, the Cayman Islands, Gibraltar, the Falkland Islands, etc. And finally, we have crown dependencies. Now these are 3 self-governing entities that belong to the United Kingdom. They are Jersey, Guernsey, and the Isle of Man. Now when we think of identity and the United Kingdom, it gets very complicated. Different people have different ways to identify. So for example, one person might say they're from the United Kingdom. Someone else might say they're from Scotland or from Wales. Someone else might identify with their city as being the most important thing to them. So the United Kingdom and identity is a very complicated issue, especially these days with Brexit, with a Scottish referendum on independence, things like that. It can be confusing. I hope this has cleared up any confusion you have about the different terms that we use. Now remember guys, I've got a guidebook to British English and British culture coming out really soon. When it's out, I will put the link in the description below. But thank you for watching guys. Until next time, this is Tom, the Chief Dreamer, saying goodbye.
All right, that helped me out a bit. If you guys are looking to learn more about that stuff, he's got quite a few videos on his channel. You should go check it out. To just kind of break it down similarly here in the US, and I think most people get it, but just in case you don't, our country is America, right? United States of America. And it is in North America, but Canada is also just north of us, also in North America, but obviously their own country. Now within the United States, we have the 50 states, and each state is, we have federal and local laws. So federal is going to be across the board, local is going to be within that state. So certain laws can supersede one another depending on how the state recognizes it. And then within each state, we have cities. So for instance, I'm in Houston, so Houston, Texas, and then the Texas is in the US. But we can also have sometimes what people might refer to as towns, which are just really, they're not quite large enough to be a city. But where I even get a little bit confused myself is up in the northern part of the US. There's areas that I think they call townships. And I don't really know what constitutes as a township. I don't really know what that means because I've never really explored those areas in person. But I guess it would be kind of the equivalent of maybe a city or maybe a smaller city or the suburb of a city. I'm not really sure how that part breaks down myself. So hope that helps a little bit to understand about the US. It's basically North America, US is in North America, and then you have the states, the 50 states, and then within each state, you can have multiple cities. And then I guess there's one more layer actually that'll get it a little bit more confusing. We also have counties. So in Houston, your municipalities are going to be based off of what county you're in. And so our county is Harris County, but also we have a lot of surrounding cities that are part of Houston and in Harris County, but they're also their own city. So a lot of my family lives in Cypress, Texas, which is a suburb of Houston, and Cypress is technically its own city, but it's in the same county. Whereas where my office is, where I work, it's equally just as far outside of Houston. It's the area called Sugarland, but Sugarland's in a different county, and it's in Fort Bend County. And Katy, Texas is also in Fort Bend County, and there's some cities that sometimes overlap where they're in two different counties, and so that can get quite confusing. And the counties will kind of determine things along the lines of what courts you might have to go to if you got a traffic violation or committed a crime, whether or not it's a county-based court you're going to, or are you going to be going to a city-based court. So yeah, there's a lot of different things there that I think could obviously get very confusing, and that's just how it is in Texas. I think it varies sometimes in certain states. For the most part, every state has counties, but I think there's a few states that operate a little bit differently than that. So we'll end it there because I know I'm probably confusing people. If you are from England, UK, Britain, Great Britain, Wales, Scotland, and there's some videos you think I should check out, I'm trying to broaden my reactions, and so I've already selected a few what I feel key countries that I'm going to start with, and started lining up videos to do reactions to per country. So the UK is one of them. So if there's some stuff you guys think I should check out, please comment below, share video links if you have them, so that I can do reactions to whatever videos you guys are sending my way. I want to know about y'all's military. I want to know about the culture. I want to know about the food places to go to. I want to know about the stereotypes, music. I know music's kind of global these days, but I know also there's a lot of music that is very specific to the UK. So stuff that maybe not typically reaching it here in the States. So yeah, whatever you guys want to share in the comments below, please do, so I can add those to my list to react to. If you're new here, please subscribe, click that bell so you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.